Hello parents, welcome to Autism Pilot. My name is Arusa and today I'm here to talk about a time when my son did not have any speech and he was diagnosed with autism as well. At that point in time, I was very sad. It made me very sad and frustrated. I always used to think that it will get better, but I did not know how it would get better. I was following whatever came into my mind. I was doing exercises on his face. I was just, massaging all over his mouth. That's what I would be doing all the time. I thought if I would massage his mouth, maybe his muscles will become relaxed and he would start talking to me. And also, I had this idea in my head that what if I keep massaging his mouth? His jaw movement and his teeth movement would become better. He will start chewing properly. Then he might be accepting new food. I did not lose hope, but I wasn't too hopeful as well. But I kept going. I would stay home most of the time with him, and I had no one to talk to because my husband would always be at work. My friends were in a different time zone. So all I had to talk was him, my son. So anything that happened, I would always keep talking to him. I never stopped talking to him. I'm a very talkative person, so anything that happened, if something fell down, I would just say, "Oh no, Namir, it fell down. Oh God, who's going to pick this up? Oh, there's more chores to finish. Okay, never mind. I'll get it done." If I felt sad, I would just tell something to express my feelings. If I was watching TV, I would just sit with him and watch TV. Anything. If he was watching something, I would watch with him. If I was watching something, if it was my TV time, then I would just make sure that he was sitting beside me to watch it. And I would exaggerate each and every single thing I said. I started noticing some differences. Slowly but gradually. He wouldn't look me into the eye or anyone into the eye, to be very honest. He did not have any eye contact. He would just look everywhere but not at people's eyes. I thought it was making him uncomfortable, but how do I make him look at me so that I could just teach him some words? Many of your parents might not agree with me. You might think that I forced him to do that, but actually no. I made sure it was as comfortable as possible for him to, accept that it was okay to look at somebody. And believe me, at first I started by cupping around his eyes. I would just do this. I would do this myself and I would do this on him. So what would happen? His eyes and my eyes would interlock. And we would just play blink, blink, blink. And I would just say something silly to make him laugh or, just to entertain him and to entertain myself, of course. Because, I was alone most of the time at home. I started noticing that he started speaking with his facial expressions. He would just speak with his eyes and he would say something that nobody would understand, but I understood. Anything and everything he said, if he was hungry, if he needed something, I understood and presented to him at the right time. And that is why my son started feeling that I was a safe haven. Like it is the case for all children, right? Like the mothers are the safe place, the mothers are the safe haven. And slowly, he started opening up. Properly, his blabberings became more clear. Then, he started leading by hand. Instead of doing everything on his own, he started leading me by hand and just show me what he wanted. So that was another step. Later, I started mimicking the sounds with him. Whatever he said, if he said goo goo gaga, I also said goo goo gaga. After that, slowly with time, I started saying say then I would just, make my eyes really big. He's also saying it with me. So I would make my eyes really big. Then I would say, then I would close my eyes, and he would watch all my facial expressions. Autistic individuals usually, what I have learned from my personal experiences and from the books and the research I've done over the time, that they have difficulty in following the eye movements and understanding the expressions from the eyes, the mouth movements, and understanding the entire expressions from the face. So it is a bit overwhelming for them. So what I would do is, I would just divide my face into parts. For example, I would hide my face like this and talk so that he could follow my mouth. If I said something, I would just hide my mouth and just talk, but talk very loudly and very clearly. I exaggerated most of it, like the syllables, the tones, the sounds, so that it went inside his head. Like he could hear it properly and he could remember, like, oh, this is mommy's voice, mommy is saying all that. With time, what happened? His goo goo gaga changed to the sounds I started teaching him. Then I would play rhymes for him. And I would stand in front of the TV and sing those rhymes in my own voice. He would look at me and he would look at the TV and get more entertained. He would really enjoy that. And I put him in a normal school. They just isolated him and they would keep him in the storeroom. That is a different chapter we will cover some other day. So yes, when I advocated really, really hard, I don't know how I did it, but I did it. I'm very happy that I could. I placed him in a special school within 2 months. And after placing him in the special school, I told the teacher, like, I want to work with you. Whatever you're doing in the classroom, I'm going to do it at home. And whatever I do at home, I want you to follow that in the classroom too. He started picking up on sounds. He was producing those sounds in the classroom and the teacher reported that back to me. I was telling her that I am following this. Then she told me that they have circle time, they're doing these rhymes. So I started following those rhymes. My son really loves alphabets and numbers. So when I used to play at the alphabet song, he would just really get very excited. And I also sang the alphabet song with the sounds exaggerated and whatnot. What happened? He started telling the alphabets faster. He had that sense of alphabets, the chronological order of the alphabets, and the way he started saying it, it became clearer and clearer with time. School helped me, and I helped him at home. I don't remember the timeline, but I think in 4 to 6 months, he could say his alphabets very clearly, and he was enjoying it. Then he also knew the numbers from 1 to 10. When he would learn something from school, he would come home and start talking to me. He would start saying it so fast that I had to keep up with him to listen. Oh, what are you saying? Okay. And I would pretend, okay, I listened, I heard everything. And I would just say something to make him feel that I was actually talking to him. It was a two-way conversation so that he did not feel left out. I would give him instructions all the time. Do this, do that. Okay, help me with this. Put up your leg for shower. Put up your leg, put down your leg. Give me your arm. Do this, do that. I still do it. And now he can shower on his own. Like 80% on his own. So he started understanding those instructions. I gradually increased. I varied the instructions in different settings. Like taking clothes to the taking clothes into the laundry, taking clothes out of the laundry basket, bringing something back to me, putting something in the kitchen. And it started with trashing his trashing his papers which he did not use. Like he used to steam with the tearing papers. He used to tear papers all the time. Oh my God, that was a whole different story. It was so difficult to manage. Everything in my house would be scattered. Like any paper, every paper, cardboards, anything and everything would always be scattered. Now he's not. So I started with instructing him not to tear paper, and I started redirecting him into something else. So redirection was always speech. I wanted him to talk to me. As I already mentioned, I am a very talkative person. I wanted my son to talk to me because I used to feel very lonely. And whenever I saw other mothers that their children are talking to them, I really used to become very upset. Slowly, in whatever language he was talking, he used to talk to me. And I used to talk to him in my language. He started understanding my speech. I started understanding whatever he started saying. And I would just teach him slowly, one by one, some few words, just few words. Apple, oranges, banana. But he wasn't catching it properly. Then I bought something from Shein. You might laugh at me, but it actually worked for me. I bought a digital board with visuals on it, like A for apple, B for ball, and if my son clicked on it and I switched on that digital board, it was made of paper, but there was a sound box behind it. If my son clicked on it, it would say A, apple, B, ball. I would make sure he played with it at least 4 times a day. And it was an activity for him as well, which he enjoyed, as he loved alphabets. So it was something he wanted to do as well. His vocabulary started increasing. It became varied, and he was picking up on words at school as well. So he would say all that to me, and I would talk to the teacher, compile it, and I would just read it out to him and make sure that he said something in return to me. My heart would always tell me, he might not talk ever, but I will make sure that he grows up to be a person who can fend after himself. If something happens to me, he can look after himself. He doesn't need to talk. Not all people talk. There are mute people all over the world. There are so many mute people, but they are just living their lives normally. My son can also do that. If needed, I'll just get him an assistive device, but I wasn't willing to do that as well. So later what happened? Now he mimics after me, he copies me, everything I say. And when the improvement started showing, like verbally, he would respond by saying yes, no. And he would understand what he wanted to eat. He would say fries, because he always ate fries. That's what he ate all the time. And if he was given any chocolates, he would eat chocolates. Oh, I missed one point. While I was doing this, behavior and challenging behavior actually popped up, and it was escalating, and I had no other chance than to contact urgent response service. I am in Toronto, so when I contacted Surrey Place, they referred me to SAC Autism Center, and they were super good. They were excellent. And when they started giving him and giving him the therapies and started teaching me the strategies, they brought in visuals. They introduced visuals to him. When he started seeing those visuals, he became very prompted. He would show me the visuals, and the first word he said was chocolate, because he loves chocolate. Then he started telling me a lot of words. Those were in the visuals, and the visuals were based on his daily activities, what he liked to play with, what his day would normally look like, school bus, TV, French fries, or his toys, all of that. Then he started saying all of it, like slowly, very slowly, but gradually. Then I started downloading pictures onto my phone, and I would just show him. He would just identify those pictures and tell me, "Mommy, pizza." Oh, he used to call me money. He couldn't call me mommy back then. So he used to say, "Money, pizza, money, pasta." But slowly, it took a lot of time. Every word took around 2 to 3 weeks for him to identify. And if he knew words which he learned in school already, it was easy for him to identify immediately. I did not have to spend much time on, teaching him. What happened was, when I learned that he was understanding the words, I jumped into 2 words. Like I eat, I sleep, all of that. So with time, as he started understanding 2-word sentences, I added 1 more word, and I would have a visual in my hand. I could just show him, like, I eat. Then there would be a picture of him, a boy eating fries. Then there would be a picture of fries. That's how it went through, and slowly I could incorporate speech. Unfortunately, we couldn't stay in the place where he was placed in a special classroom. So we had to move to a different region. Inside the city, but in a different region where they don't have the facilities to provide diagnostic classrooms for autistic children. I was super scared. Believe me, I was super duper scared. I always used to think, oh my God, how is he going to function among so many kids in the classroom? What's he going to do? He gets overwhelmed in crowds. If it's too light, like if it's too bright, what's he going to do? If it's too crowded, he's just going to have a meltdown, and teachers won't know how to calm him down. I know. And I would just, I requested, even I begged the principals to somehow put him in a, specialized classroom, but there wasn't any. I contacted the school boards as well, but unfortunately there is no special section for the autistic. My husband got very happy. My husband was like, oh, it is good that he'll be mixing with normal kids. He'll start behaving like them. Unfortunately, something backfired on us, and I had to suffer because my son would cry for hours during the day, non-stop. And it was very scary, frustrating, and very, very crazy for me. I don't want to even think of the times. I somehow managed to, get over that phase. I will cover that in the upcoming videos. But coming back to speech, when he started settling down in the normal classroom with 30 other kids, he started picking up on the speech, like started picking up on the words which other children would say. He would come and tell me as usual. Then I had new visuals for him, which I made on my own. I downloaded those pictures, I put them in blocks, and I got them printed out. I used to show him, and he would just, recognize each and everything. And I was always talking to his new teachers, what he was doing in the classroom. And yes, I got a sense of what was going on. And I also thought that, okay, he'll be going to grade 1 from next year. So what, as a child of 5 years old, I have learned back home, I should try to remember it and incorporate it in his routine. I started incorporating dance lessons. Then I started incorporating rhyme lessons. Then physical exercises. Many other things, because that's what I remembered from when I was in kindergarten. And he started doing all of that, and he was really enjoying it. And most importantly, he started becoming more vocal with those exercises. Now, with time, he mimics me. He copies me exactly, tone by tone, word by word. Okay, I need to mention something. It is very important for you parents to understand. There was a time when he showed signs of regression. Whatever I taught him in terms of speech, vocalizing, he forgot most of it. He couldn't distinguish between yes or no. He couldn't distinguish between some simple words like eat or sleep. He just forgot everything. And it was very frustrating. But the therapist from Urgent Response Service from SAC Autism Center, she already told me that it can happen. It is called extinction burst. But I should not stop in teaching him. I should continue with my lessons and he can, pick up again. Maybe it will be slow, but it will become more better. It will be reinforced in him properly, which will stay for the rest of his life. Maybe he can regress from that, but at least you should have that mindset that if you keep on continuing your lesson, he will not forget it. Consistency is key. I kept on doing it. Nowadays, he does not still understand what does yes mean or no mean. Usually 98% of the time. But I will show you in a couple of minutes how I am trying to make him understand what he wants and how he should express it to me. So with my videos, with my tips and guidelines, if I can help another parent, if I can help another child, I will be very happy. This will be a blessing for me and my son. I understand how difficult it is for parents, especially parents of autistic children. You are not alone. Even though we feel that we are lonely, we are alone, there is nobody to stand with us, there are so many parents to stand with us. There are so many children who can help one another. Autism is not a disease. We just have to give them extra care. We just have to be extra careful with them. We just have to, be consistent. It is making us stronger. Like, I feel as a mother, if my child did not have any special needs, I would be a lazy mother. But now, I'm a very active mother. So, I do not regret any of it. And thankfully, with him, I'm learning so much about life and human beings. Stay tuned, parents. So, in the next part, I'm going to demonstrate to you how I am helping my son to formulate his statements so that he can express himself without hesitation and with confidence. Thank you. Hi.
Hi.
How are you?
How are you?
I am fine. Are you hungry? Are you hungry?
Yes.
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 I am.
I am.
How old are you?
You.
I am
I'm
6 years
yeah.
old. Where do you live?
Little.
I live in Pickering. Bolo? Pickering. How many eyes do we have?
One eye.
No, one and one.
One eye.
2 eyes.
Two eyes.
How many nose do we have?
One nose.
One nose. How many mouth do we have?
One mouth.
How many ears do we have?
One ear.
No.
One ear.
2. 1, 2. 2 years.
Two ear.
2 years.
Ear.
Yeah. What's your name?
Name.
M.
Pickering.
No. I am Namir.
Namir.
I am Namir. Okay. How old?
A sicker.
Good job. Bolo, thank you, everyone. Bolo, thank you, everyone.
Everyone.
Yes. See you. Bolo, see you.
See you.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.